Okay, we're rolling and here we go. All right, don't sleep on the PFL, PFL has come along. They've offered that $1 million prize for the champ in every weight class, so they're giving away money. They're drawing a lot of fighters in here. And this week we got the women's lightweights. Now, the women's lightweights, since they've started it, have gone to Kayla Harrison. She's getting rich off this stuff. She's an Olympic gold medalist. And so far, no one has found any kind of weakness in her. But there's a whole fresh batch of women getting ready to try to take her on. So the tournament starts off tomorrow or tonight, whenever you're listening to this. And we have a bunch of ladies, most of which, to be honest, are bantamweights that are moving up. They're just moving up in weight class. They're all, hey, if you had a chance for that $1 million, you'd go for it too. If you're not going for that $1 million, what are you doing? So we're going to start off this one. Our first fight is going to be Taylor Gordado, and Helena Kolesnik. Now, Taylor Gordado, you may remember her. She beat up Serena De Jesus in Invicta in the Phoenix series, and that was a pretty good fight there. And most recently though, she'd lost to Tanisha Tennant, so she's coming off a loss coming into this. She's going to fight on that Helena Kolesnik, and Kolesnik is from Ukraine. And she has got 5 wins, 2 losses, so she's done pretty well. But her 2 losses were her last 2 losses. It looks like she tried to move up to featherweight and took on Pam Sorensen, Felicia Spencer over in Invicta. And she lost both of those, and both of those were by submission. She got an arm bar on Sorensen, snapped her arm there, and then she also got submitted by Felicia Spencer with rear naked choke. So that one is, 2 inexperienced girls, but hey, they're taking a shot, and why not? Our next fight has also got a couple of, inexperienced girls, but they're doing the best they can. You got Laura Sanchez, who has her 1 win, has been a kind of a knockout. It was like knees, punches, kicks, all that stuff. And she won that back in 2020 January. So it's been a year and almost a half since she fought. And she also I think fought at 145 before. She's moving up to 155. She's going to put her stuff on the line against the Gina Fabian. Now, Gina Fabian has done pretty well. She's knocked 2 girls out, and she got submitted. And so she's been fighting in the PFL, since 2019. She's back again. Y'all may remember her. She's going to try her luck at the 155, and we'll see what happens out of that one. Next up, we've got a couple of people that are 145 fighters, really. They have fought at 135, but both of them, I think, naturally have enjoyed more success at 145. And that's going to be Caitlin Young, who, if you've been an Invicta fighter watcher, you know that she has been fighting everybody over there. She's really fought the who's who of the Invicta crowd. She's done pretty well for herself. She does have an 11-10 record, which is, she had rough patch there where she took several losses in a row, but then now she's come on to where she's doing pretty good. We're going to see what's going to happen at her moving up to 155, and she's going to fight Cindy Dandois, or Cindy Dandois, as people down south say. They're going to Cindy Dandois. That girl can't punch. You may recognize Cindy Dandois as the woman who, if you Google "woman can't punch," she'll show up there. Cindy is, believe it or not, has got some TKO victories on her record, but she's primarily a grappler. And she goes in with her head up high and her hands outstretched and just tries to grab on and go from there. She's done pretty well for herself, and is probably, I would say, the second best record coming into this, actually, Cindy Dandois. She's 16-5. She's been around for quite a while and has made a name for herself. We'll see how she does. Caitlin Young is a stronger boxer, obviously, and we're going to see what's going to happen with that. That's going to be a fun fight to watch, I think. After that, we go up to what's really one of the weirder fighters on this thing is Yulia Pacic. Yulia Pacic's fought 2 fights against women, but she also fought against a male security guard. That guy was more like the poor man's CM Punk, I think you could say. but he not much of a fighter. He threw, I think, one punch and tried to land an elbow. Mostly he just got beat up, but she was willing to go in there against a man, and I think she fought him at welterweight. I think they fought like 170 pounds. So she's a big girl. She's 6 feet tall. She's going to come in here and she's going to fight Larissa Pacheco. Larissa Pacheco, you may recognize that name if you've been watching PFL. You know that she is the only woman to survive Kayla Harrison. That's correct. Kayla Harrison has finished everyone except Larissa Pacheco, and Larissa Pacheco survived her twice. She was beat both times, but still, if you'll remember the one time that Kayla beat her with decision, Kayla cried because she didn't submit her. It's kind of weird. She's very hard on herself, but we'll see how that works out. Pacheco is probably one of the tougher fighters in here. She's got a 13-4 record, but she's had some setbacks. She's going to do her best in there against a woman who weighed 170 pounds at her last fight. We're going to see what that's going to look like. That's going to be kind of fun. And we move up to the main event for women tomorrow night, which is going to be Marianna Morice. She is a Brazilian fighter who's been fighting in Brazil. She's been doing a lot of Shuto, and she has done pretty well for herself down there. She's 16-10. She had a skid where she lost several in a row, but other than that, she has been knocking people out. She's been submitting people, and the majority of her wins are by finish. So she's done really good. She's a 135er, though. Again, in this weird division at PFL, you're finding a lot of ladies who were cutting weight, and some of them were cutting weight to their detriment to get down to 135 or 145. And now you see, if you saw her walking around this week, Morice looks healthy. She looks, thick and ready to go. So we're going to see what she's going to have to offer to Miss Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison, of course, is queen of the division, and we all know that. She's been queen of the division for quite some time, since they started it, 2 years. She's collected $1 million checks like crazy, and she's ready this season to get another one. Who's going to be able to stop her? We will see, and the lightweights start now.